This is an explanation of my gadgets and the inside of my truck. I put this together over a period of probably 2 weeks, only because I'd forget to add something, and then I didn't like what I had said before, so I would redo it. And different things came up and I switched stuff around. So I think I've got everything kind of the way I want it. So anyway, here we go. And I am at my campsite. I've been in this area for 3 days, 3 nights, I should say. And I was going to take off this morning, but last night I tried to upload my YouTube video to my YouTube site. And for some reason I looked at it this morning and it wasn't there. So I'm in the process of uploading again, and a 10-minute video takes about 3 hours. So I ate breakfast, I got my solar panels out. It's a gorgeous day. It's, well, let me go ahead and see. I'll show you one of my toys. I have an outdoor thermometer, and it's 63 degrees, and it's 30% humidity. Now, normally, in the afternoons, the humidity gets down to less than 10%. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd show you some of my toys. Of course, I have my Android cell phone, which is great as long as you have cell coverage. I have a Garmin GPS for the truck, and this is great when I don't have cell coverage and I'm in the middle of nowhere like here. And unfortunately, I do have internet and cell coverage. But this is great for the backcountry when I don't have any cell coverage and I want to get home or get back to where I came from. I have another Garmin GPS, and this is for when I do hiking, when I'm going to do hiking in the woods or in the mountains. So I can track how far I've gone ahead and gone, and it doesn't track number of steps, but it does track distance. And it does give you altitude. So I can go ahead and find out, what altitude I'm at here. And then I've got this Verizon Jetpack, okay, and it's a Wi-Fi hotspot with 2 antennas. Now, I paid big time extra for the antennas, and I'm not 100% sure that it's a boosting antenna. So I just actually put those on today, well, right before I came out here to go ahead and show you guys, but to see. I was right at the 3-hour mark on my video to see actually if they make it so that it boosts the signal. And then last but not least, I have a journal. I'm keeping a journal. My sons gave this to me about 10 years ago. And it's a wooden journal. And so I am keeping a journal on everything that I do. Notes, everything. So anyway, and of course then I have the solar panels that I mentioned before. They're 2 100-watt panels, and I have a 100 amp hour battery inside, and I have a charger in there, a controller that I'll go ahead and show you next. So that's about it. Oh, well, of course, Home Sweet Home is back here. All right, we can go ahead and take a tour of that too, I guess. But I'm just enjoying myself. This is day 11. And it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I have no plans to do anything like next week. I have plans for today. Well, I did until this came along. But other than that, I'm just kind of chilling. And Bureau of Land Management is free. Obviously there's no amenities here. I have 4 gallons of water that I keep. I keep probably 5 or 6 days worth of food, lots of fruit. Life's good. All right, today I'm going to do an explanation of how this toilet works. Basically, that lever right there goes ahead and keeps the solids and the liquids apart. So there's just a little flapper in there. And so when you have the liquids go in there, it ends up going into this pail right here. Okay? And then when you have solids that need to be disposed of, you flip this thing down, okay, and it opens the lid into this compartment here, okay? And that compartment is either full of peat moss, or I have coconut fiber in there. That's what this came with. And then once you go, you close this flapper, and then you turn this. Kind of hard to turn right now, you need 2 hands, but you turn that, and then that mixes up the either the coconut fiber or the peat moss in with the solids, and it doesn't smell. Absolutely positively doesn't smell. Now right here, and there's one on the other side too, is if you were in like an RV, you could actually vent that to go outside. But like I said, this doesn't smell at all. So anyway, that's the explanation of the toilet, and it works. Okay, here we have my bed. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but anyway, there's my bed, and then there's my work area, and here are my candles for heat. Now, you might be concerned that I would get too much carbon monoxide, but if you look over here, that sock is covering up a big huge hole, and all underneath here air comes in, so there's really no need for carbon monoxide. I'm getting enough air, and when the wind blows, this thing, it blows in here. There's my mosquito netting. And I have tied down to the wheels. I have my temperature and humidity for the outside and the inside. This is the outside, and that's the inside. And of course, then there's the temperature and there's the date. And you're supposed to keep the probe outside, and it's supposed to not get wet. So I went ahead and put it on the wheel, which was all fine and dandy until I ran over it one day. So I now have it strapped with that yellow cord, and I always put it on the driver's side so I don't run over it and forget it. Here I've built 2 drawers. There's the solar panel drawer pulled out. There's the bottom drawer pulled out. It doesn't have as much stuff as I thought. Originally, I had built that bottom drawer to hold this my chair here, my step stool. But I found that was pretty inconvenient. And I now store the step stool right in through there when I'm on the road. This I had bought to attach to here so that I could step up, but I found that most inconvenient. Now inside the back seat, I have an extra 1.5 gallons of water. I have miscellaneous stuff. This is where I keep my food. I have 2 containers, plastic containers. There's this one, and then there's one under there that have like miscellaneous electronics and stuff like that. I keep a small table here. I have a portable chair here. I have a larger table here. I keep this is my rocking chair. Of course, I have my dirty laundry back there. I have a cooler here, an ice chest. I have my clothes. I have actually two, well, actually I have three. I have this one, and then there's one on top of clothes that I have. Now up top here, I have more storage. I have two bins back there. This is a dining table. If there weren't so many mosquitoes, I'd have that out, but I actually had it out yesterday. I bought some tools before I left, some battery operated tools. I have a battery operated drill and a battery operated like handsaw type of thing. And just in case I needed to fix anything down below. I have my camera stuff, some tripods here. And here I have more clothes. They're winter clothes or our long sleeve clothes and short sleeve clothes because I'm not 100% sure where I'll be or what kind of clothes I need. I really wasn't expecting, well, I guess I was expecting colder weather and it'd get into the 30s, but anyway, so that's that. And then here are my solar panels out this morning. Okay, so I'm running them in parallel. So I have this, I bought this cord and I bought these connectors. And so I have the positive going to the positive and the negative going to the negative. So anyway, then I have the cord. Goes to this wire. This wire goes into this controller, and this regulates the variation in power, 12 volt, you know, like when a cloud goes over or something. And then there's a set of wires, and they end up in the battery that's stored underneath my bed. The wires come out of the battery, and they go into this first bank. And I have an off-on switch, so I turn on or off this particular group of sockets. I have a cigarette lighter socket. I have a meter that shows how many volts are in the battery. And then I have a USB. There's two USB ports over there. So I can charge my cell phone, or I can charge my computer, or I can do anything, and I can turn it on or off. The wires also go into this Pure Swine inverter that converts 12 volt to household current, which is 120 volt, which is right here. Right here. This is the meter showing that the solar panels are working. So I have 15.4 volts coming in from the panels, 1.5 amps. My battery level right now is 13.4. And I've noticed that when the battery level gets to 14.5, the solar shuts off. And I have a smiley face, so everything's happy.